Hey, my name's Sean. Welcome to Echoes in Eternity Bourbon. So today was the Alabama Bourbon Drop Day. Third Saturday of every month. They have an allocated day. And every quarter, it's based on a lottery system. But this being in May, it wasn't one of the quarter. Next quarter will be in June. We'll find results on that for people that entered that coming up in a few days. So today it's based upon how early you actually show up in line, what bottles are going to be there. They post them on the website and tell you, hey, these are the bottles that will be available. If you see something you really like, you better get there early. But there was some disappointment in that. There was supposed to be a Four Roses that was supposed to be coming out. No one was notified. They did an excellent job, I would say, this time of putting up the list at multiple locations to let you know the quantity of what bottles are there. But for some reason, the Four Roses wasn't there. A lot of people were looking for the Four Roses, and it was something that was disappointing that it wasn't there. Also, something a little different. Today I'm sipping on. This is the Redwood Empire Haystack. It's a 12-year. I want to say it's port finished, and it's 110 proof. Yep, port finished, and it's 110 proof. And this was courtesy of one of the viewers, Terrence. He's an awesome guy. He has been able to get some things my way. He has family that lives in the area. He's been able to get some things my way, and I've been able to do some things for him. But I'm telling you, some of his samples, I've got a couple people that just send some amazing stuff through some people in the area to get to me. Get some amazing samples from you guys. Thank you very much, Terrence. I mean, I'm like, man, I need to step up my game with him. He sends some amazing stuff through family to get to me. Appreciate it. Absolutely appreciate it. This one right here, I just did it for the short tonight. I'm starting to get more and more into the Redwood Empire, and this is right up my alley. I'm getting you get a lot of burnt sugars off of it, a lot of deep red fruits, a lot of dark fruits in here as well. Some of your dates and maybe raisins in there. I got some orange in here. And then when tasting it, oh my goodness. This was right in my wheelhouse. You got the sweet, you're getting some of the fruits in there, and then you're getting some oak on the back. A little bit of that port finish to it too, so you're getting some of that. So you're getting a nice juxtaposition of all different types of flavors. It's 110 proof, but it's smooth. Gives you a nice little hug, but nothing that's overpowering. It's a very easy sipper for me. Absolutely enjoying it. Terrence, thank you very much for this. I truly appreciate it. And I think what I need to do is, some of the people have been so awesome with getting stuff for me, is I probably need to showcase it a little bit, because I don't have these bottles, but I get some amazing samples sometimes. And just to say thank you, I definitely appreciate the samples. So getting back to Alabama Bourbon Drop today, the way it works in Alabama is you first need to be a resident of Alabama over the age of 21. If you're military and you're stationed in Alabama, you can bring that as well, your military ID. And that enables you to purchase two bottles. It can't be two of the same thing. And it's based on quantity, first come, first serve. So people, we get there early. Some people get there a lot earlier than others. But it's a nice time. If you've never had the opportunity, it's a nice time to meet people. It's a nice time to catch up with people that you may only see at the drops. You get to talk about different bourbons. You get to talk about life. I mean, 3 in the morning, I'm talking God with someone. It was just amazing for me. You get to talk and you learn more about people that you have a lot more in common than you think you would sometimes. Just by initial blush, you wouldn't be like, oh, wow, yeah, our paths cross a lot. And you don't realize that. And on top of that, you get some awesome people that you've dealt with, been able to maybe trade some bourbons with, or they've turned you on to some different bourbons. Absolutely enjoy it. Also, part of this today was I was able to get 4 people to participate in just a sampling thing. I got them a box of 12 different bourbons, ryes, whiskeys, and said, blindly answer a few questions for me. The questions are rate on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest. What do you think of this? When you pull these notes, are you getting a rye or a whiskey? I didn't put any wheat in there. There may be some wheaters where the second grain is high wheat, but there's no 51% wheat like a Bernheim, where it's a lot more. It's a lot of wheat, and it's the dominant grain in there. Would you purchase it again? Yes or no? If it's a yes, at what price point? I gave them some different options at price point. I also asked if you would give me what you think would be the proof on that, because some things drink hotter and some things drink under proof, just to see what their thoughts were and some of the additional thoughts they had. So I've already got some feedback, which is pretty cool already. I've said, when you guys get it done, I want you guys to, overdo yourself, because there's 12 2-ounce pours, but, explore through them. Tell me what works for you, what doesn't work for you. I'm not one to bash a lot of stuff. My brother-in-law is like, you just need to tell people you don't like certain things. And I love Dwayne for that. Dwayne's awesome for that. But there's some bourbons in there that I wouldn't purchase again. And I just want to see if is it my palate or there's some other people that feel the same way too. Not that it's going to validate what I feel, because it's my palate, but sometimes you go, okay, these are people that have different palates than me, and some of the people there are rye favorite, some are bourbon favorite, and so if they come to the same conclusion, it kind of means that, okay, maybe this is something that needs some more time, or maybe this is something that as it gets, if they leave it in the barrel later or do something different with it, it could be a lot better product. I'm not saying that it's trash and I'm going to throw it out and we're going to start rampaging the world or anything, but there's some different things that, I say to myself that, yeah, I just don't think I'll purchase that one again. But all that being said too, we get to, what did I actually get today? So that's the cool part is, you kind of have some ideas. A lot of the people were disappointed about, not having the 4 roses. But I did get there fairly early, so I had an opportunity for whatever bottles I wanted, which was cool. I was actually number 6 on the list, and the cases of things that I wanted come 6 to a case, which means that at the very worst, I was going to get the last of something that I wanted as my number 1 or number 2. And it worked out very, very well. And on top of that, they also had some cool things this year too. Well, this drop is sometimes you get some of the cool stuff, and I like minis. I don't know if you guys like minis, but the minis are cool. So this time during the bourbon drops, they had the Willett Family Estate minis. I didn't actually get one of these today. I'd actually got some of these at another store locally when I saw them for the first time. But a lot of people were really, really looking at this because they thought that was super cool, because they hadn't had these. If I don't drop it over there. So they were really excited about that. But the other minis that were there were something that I really like, and I think they're just really, really cool, are the Blanton's minis. So I was able to get, a couple of the Blanton's minis. Definitely enjoyed that. These are great gifts for people that maybe don't have a Blanton's, or they want to have it on your mini bar. They're great little gifts to have, and absolutely something that I totally enjoy having around. I've got a couple up behind me. I don't know if you can see them up there, but I like to give these to gifts for friends and things like that. So, these are really cool to have around, and I like the minis. I just think it's a neat presentation. Getting a little pepper, getting a little honey in here. I mean, the more you sip on this, the more I'm liking it more. There's a lot of complexity there. So, what are the 2 bottles that I got today? So the first one is the Woodford Reserve. This is their historic barrel entry Masters collection. This one's a little bit different. In the past, they're going to be 115, 120 proof, range. This is only coming in at 90.4. So this was the bottle that I was the most skeptical on. I haven't opened it and haven't tried it, but I've heard a lot of people give some nice reviews on this. I am very skeptical of it. I don't know how much flavor and how much depth you're going to get out of a 90.4 proof. This may surprise me. I don't know. Or I may say, why did I spend that much money for a real cool bottle? Because it is a real cool bottle. But I plan to open this. I plan to give some samples out as well, because I love to give out samples for people that maybe haven't had this, and they can say, okay, that's a scratched off the bucket, and you don't have to worry about that. So this was the first bottle that I got today, and it's pretty neat. I was pretty excited about that. Oh, and this is only 700 milliliter. I didn't notice that. I thought it would be 750, but it's only 700 milliliter. So, it is pretty pricey. I think it was somewhere at $129 or $139 for that bottle. So I am a little skeptical of if the juice is going to be worth what the price of this is. And the one thing about Alabama, they sell at MSRP. So you're not going to get jacked up secondary. You're not going to be able to buy more of one of the same bottle, but you're going to get a bottle at a fair price if you put in the time and effort for it. So that being said, the bottle that I was most excited about today is this one right here, which is the Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend. Terrence, the gentleman that was able to get this sample to me, was also able to get me Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend. I think it was 114, and I just absolutely loved it. I thought it was a fantastic pour. Loved the mouthfeel. Loved all the dates and the deep, rich flavors in it. The leather, the tobacco, I thought it was great. Very excited about this. Now, all their batches are a little bit different. So this one's a different batch, but excited to see what this one's going to be. This one is actually batch 156, and it's coming in at almost 118.3 proof. So I'm really excited about this, anticipating what this is going to be. So I'll be having something come out soon about this. And so, this is the two bottles that I was able to get the Alabama Drop. One of the other benefits of being at the Alabama Drop is you're around a lot of like-minded people. They like bourbon. They like to trade. They like to talk about stuff. And so I had an opportunity with a friend of mine, Jeremy. We had some bottles a while back, and he knew that I was looking for a Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend. And we came up to what I would consider a very fair trade. Probably a little bit better on my end than his, but Jeremy's an awesome guy, and he took good care of me here. He actually got me another Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend, and this is a different batch. This is batch 129, and it's rolling in at about almost 115 proof. So a little proof difference, different batch. But now I've got two different Joseph Magnus Cigar Blends. I really, really like the batch 114. I have a feeling I'm really going to like these two. The price did jump a little bit. The last time that this was available in Alabama was $179. Today it's jumped up $20. Now it's $199. Still, definitely enjoy their juice. Very interested to see what the difference is between the two. Got some people in mind for samples on this already. Terrence, I've told you, this is going to be coming your way too, so definitely appreciate it. I mean, Terrence, you got some awesome samples. I definitely appreciate it, and a lot more. And I think part of Saturdays is, if I've got samples from people, I'd like to explore those more a little bit on Saturdays. But Alabama Bourbon Drop today, two great bottles. Was able to trade for another bottle. Got the two minis, and then got to sip on. Something that from a friend, from Terrence. So he's been awesome. Totally appreciate him and the samples. But you all have an amazing day. If you have any questions about how the Alabama does their allocated bourbons, just put in the comments and ask. It is a controlled state. And so, you may not have opportunities for a lot of different things. It's very regulated, but you also know the price and you kind of understand the rules. So that's the benefit of that. But Saturday, have an amazing night. Thank you for everything you do.